Hello and welcome to episode 101. That's right. It's episode 101 of Real to Real Talk. Let me get my banner up. I'm doing it both today. Episode 101. Woo! I'm all alone. Sergio was not at all interested in seeing one of any of the movies that we were going to be doing today. So I was like, yeah, I can do this. I can do it on my own. And also he's reworking our title sequence. So it's just going to be me, but that's cool, right? We're going to have a good time. We're going to be reviewing West Side Story. We're going to be reviewing a Netflix movie starring Sandra Bullock called The Unforgivable. And we're going to be reviewing a Riz Ahmed movie on Amazon called just plain old Encounter. That one's gonna be interesting. Anyway, so so that's what we're gonna be doing today. For those that don't know, a movie just came out this past weekend called West Side Story. It was directed by everybody's favorite Steven Spielberg. And I gotta tell you, I was not looking forward to this one. And here's why. Not a fan. Not a fan of the 1961 original. I love musicals. Okay, so this is not like, oh, Paul just doesn't like music. No, I love me some musicals, and yeah, and I love the classical musicals. Like my family, my mom loved musicals, and so I picked it up from her. We got a VCR player. I want to say in 1980. Yes, 1980. We got our first VCR player, and we as a present from my grandparents, and it came with one movie, and that was not West Side Story. I'm sorry. It was Sound of Music. I'm a Rodgers and Hammerstein guy. All right, that's all there is to it. Like Rodgers and Hammerstein. Give me Rodgers and Hammerstein, like give me stuff like Oklahoma, give me Music Man. I know that's not Rodgers and Hammerstein, but I friggin' love Music Man. Those are my jams. All right. West Side Story, I saw when I was super young, pre-teenager. I was like, okay, whatever, whatever. And then saw it again when I was like in high school at some point, and didn't like it. Didn't care for it. Part of it might be that I don't care for Romeo and Juliet. Like the source material just doesn't work for me. Look, if we're gonna do Shakespeare, give me Macbeth, give me Hamlet. By the time I read Romeo and Juliet, I had already seen Kenneth Branagh's Henry V. So, like, I am sorry, but that's the good stuff. Romeo and Juliet just kind of feels like, yeah, this is cute, I guess. Great teenage kids making shitty decisions with their lives. Good job by you, guy. I want to just give Blair, my friend Blair, a shout out. Oklahoma. He is obviously not quoting the movie Oklahoma, but rather the movie with Michael Caine and Steve Martin. I have Inglourious Basterds stuck in my head. I can't believe. No, he's gonna have to post the title of the movie. Anyway, I know the movie. It's Oklahoma, and Ruprecht, and he pees his pants. Anyway, that we're off topic. So I went and actually saw West Side Story this weekend, actually with my friend Blair, and I'm just gonna come out and say I wasn't looking forward to it. I loved it. No, okay. I liked it as much as I could possibly like a West Side Story adaptation. Like I think this is it. Like I think this is peak West Side Story for me. In spite of there are still major problems with this movie. Some of the look, the original. See, and here's the interesting thing is, part of the problem with the original is like the casting is just fucking atrocious and gross. All right. Like Natalie Wood's playing like Puerto Rican Maria. And it's like, no. So like my problems with West Side Story drastically predate anybody having a problem with casting Natalie Wood predate the general consensus that Natalie Wood being cast as a Puerto Rican probably is a bad idea and doesn't work. So I you know, and honestly, look, we can't do this without giving a shout out to everybody's guy, Stephen Sondheim. I acknowledge and respect and his contributions to musical theater are unparalleled from 1960 on. It's impossible to have living Broadway today without Stephen Sondheim. I don't get Tim Rice without Stephen Sondheim. I don't get Andrew Lloyd Webber musicals like Jesus Christ Superstar. Are you kidding me? Jesus Christ Superstar? It's one of my favorites. We don't get Phantom of none of this shit happens unless Stephen Sondheim steps in and is like, yeah, I'm gonna take this shit over, and we're gonna make it cool and fun again. And I just don't like any of his stuff. I know it's wrong. I just it's wrong, but that's where I am. I'm owning it. It's on me. This is my problem. I recognize how great his stuff is. It's just not for me. I'm a Rodgers and Hammerstein guy. I'm a Andrew Lloyd Webber guy. Except for Chess, which I've never seen, but I just remember the advertisements for it, and obviously One Night in Bangkok, which is a fantastic song. But look, just not my thing. Stephen Sondheim, and he wrote the lyrics for West Side Story. But man, this Steven Spielberg did it. He made me like a West Side Story story, and it was great. So right off the bat, the opening is just. It's like, okay, you're not getting saccharine sanitized sets of New York City. You're getting the real deal, and you are getting New York City in a moment of transition when gentrification is going down, and this isn't gentrification of like Harlem that's going on now. This is a gentrification of a neighborhood that was, for lower class white people, and there was a relatively large Puerto Rican population coming in there too. And it's like the Lower West Side is like, yeah, we need to clear this shit out and build the Lincoln Center, and we're going to do it. And that's what was going on. That's what people were dealing with here in this movie, and they just confront it and they go right at it. And it's great. I mean, it's really refreshing. Like the when you're a jet all the way. I hate that song, but that scene, like they're actually doing it on the rubble of their buildings, and it's like it's really like, wow, that's pretty harsh. And it's good. The choreography is just different enough from the original to not feel like this is just ridiculous. It's if you've read any single review of West Side Story, you've already heard that the dude that plays Griff, or Riff, I'm sorry, it's not Griff, it's Riff. Mike Faist, Faist, Mike Faist is the real friggin' deal. He's unbelievable. And there's already like really awesome stories about this guy where he's like, yeah, I think I might be done and I'm going to go live in a van somewhere. And that's awesome. Like, props to him. He's not going to go live in a van somewhere. Everybody, like, calm down. He's going to show up again. No worries. But he's really good. And then Ariana DeBose shows up as Anita and changes the movie and my life forever. She is ridiculous. Like, not only is she charisma plus, like, she takes charisma and folds it up into a little friggin' little thing this big and puts it in her little hand, her little purse, handbag thing, and says, charisma, you coming with me? And then is like, I'm owning charisma. She owns it now. Nobody else can have any charisma. It's entirely being owned by Ariana DeBose. Sorry, everybody that thinks they're charismatic. I don't know what this means exactly, but I'm going to post it up here. Blair says La Prieta. So there you go. Good job by him. I just know that we had the wow, what's going on with Anita story conversation during the movie, and so I'm assuming this is a good thing. Um, the other thing I want to mention, I think it's awesome that they found a way to get Edith Head and reanimate her and get her to come out and design the costumes for this movie. Costumes are redunculous, and I got to flat out say, having seen Dune, and I loved Dune. That I can say I love Dune. I didn't love this, but it vastly exceeded my expectations. I was like, oh, Dune's gonna win costume and all that shit. Easy. Man, I don't know. The costumes in this movie are legit costumes going on. Um, you know, so look, Rachel Zegler as Maria is fantastic. Big buffo. Thank you, Disney, for hiring her as your live action Snow White before she even showed up on screen. Good job by you. Her price tag is gonna quadruple now. Is that movie will do great because of it. I'm just gonna say Ansel Elgort. I'm sorry. Why was Tom Holland not called for this role of for the role of Tony? Is Tom Holland? Did people not know Tom Holland's phone number? What could you seriously not shoot around the Spider-Man movie? Was it that impossible? Was it that pressing that we get this movie made that we couldn't wait until Spider-Man was done? Why is the world deprived of Tom Holland in a musical? Not only a musical, but a Steven Spielberg musical and West Side Story. I kind of feel like this was our chance for just a great Tom Holland musical, and we were, he does okay. He's fine. Calm down. He's okay. But I mean, let's just say Maria is definitely the screen presence when the two of them are on camera, and when it's just him, it's tough. It's tough. It's tough to really get excited. And I loved him in Baby Driver. Okay. But that's his speed. Okay. His speed is guy on the spectrum that drives really well speed, not I just spent a year in prison and now I'm going to make this mega hot 18-year-old Puerto Rican girl fall in love with me speed. I'm not buying it. And that's okay. That's okay. The cast is great though. Look, Rita Moreno pops in and has a nice little thing. So good. It's look. I'm going to go back to it. The source material doesn't work for me, but I really like this rendition. In spite of Blair, my buddy, when we were going to see the movie, he literally said, look, I'll go with you, but you're going to have to deal with me making fun of it. And I was like, look, I'm not going to like it either. So you can make fun of it all you want. You just got to wait until the end because I don't want to be interrupted during the movie. I got to actually watch it. And both of us were like, yeah, I'm liking this. This is weird. Okay, so let's just let's figure out how much I liked it. I've been tossing and turning on this one. Look. I'm going 3 tacos plus guac. It's almost 4 tacos. The third act is just garbage. And the problem is the source material. Okay, so I'm going back and re-reviewing it because I got to explain why it's three tacos plus guac rather than 4 tacos. The third act of Romeo and Juliet, the third act of the original West Side Story, the third act here, it sucks. It's not good. Okay, and so I can't ignore that. I can't ignore that the entire third act is just like, no, none of this makes sense. None of this is happening. Maria's not like, oh, you killed my brother. That's cool. Let's go do it in my bed. That's not going down. It's not going down that way. dude's not getting shot in the, Tony's not. And by the way, there is no spoiler warnings for a movie that's been out since 1961. If you haven't seen the original, I apologize. I guess. What are you waiting for? Um, look, Tony's not getting shot in the street, and then like both sides of the gang, both sides of the turf war, like, oh, he's our hero and our savior, and like picking him up and carrying him away, like, he's Jesus or something. It's just not gonna happen. Like, why are they, why? It, the ending is, I can't get past the ending, and Tony was just not good enough. So that it's 3 tacos plus guac, delicious tacos, amazing guac, all you can eat guac, not a place where like you got to go and pay like $1 for a little cup every time that you want guac. They're just like, yeah, sure, you didn't get enough guac on that taco, they're putting more on. So it's really good guac, but that's where we land on that. So West Side Story, 3 tacos plus guac. Our next movie, as I look for the banner that I made beforehand, here it is. The next movie stars Sandra Bullock and is called The Unforgivable. The Unforgivable is currently on Netflix. In addition to Sandra Bullock, it also stars one Viola Davis and Vincent D'Onofrio that I think might have shrunk like 4 inches, or he's wearing ridiculous lifts when he's playing Kingpin. Anyway, whatever. An almost unrecognizable Vincent D'Onofrio, just because he feels like a guy of bigger stature, but he doesn't have it in this movie. The idea is that Sandra Bullock is getting out of prison after spending 20 years there for killing a cop, and the whole thing is she's struggling to find her sister because she killed the cop while he was trying to evict her and her and her sister from their home, and she was worried that as soon as she gets evicted, they're going to take the kid from into child services because they won't have a place to live. So there's a lot of going on of like justifiable, not justifiable, but like understandable. Okay, I see what's going on here. They do a really good job of making her sympathetic, but not too sympathetic. I think in the Black Lives Matter environment that we have right now, they do as good of a job as making the cop seem like a as sympathetic a character as you could possibly have, while also making the person who killed him as sympathetic as she possibly could. It's a hard dynamic to pull off, and but the good news is they got Sandra Bullock to play it, and who doesn't like Sandra Bullock? So they pull it off. This was I almost don't want to talk a lot about this movie because I really hope people watch this one. And I could say something about it that would, even just acknowledging this thing about it would be a spoiler in and of itself, because like let's just say I was unexpected by the third act, and I thought the third act was fantastic. The one problem I had with the third act was that it was the only part of the movie where Viola Davis was in the movie. They had Viola Davis, they introduced her in the first act, and then like they hide her away, and then it's like, hey, remember we have Viola Davis, and then boom, they give you Viola Davis, and it's awesome that she's there, but like I wanted her for the whole movie. Like my biggest complaint on this movie, they definitely do not give Viola Davis enough to do. And that's okay, I guess. But not really. Like you need to be finding something for Viola Davis to do. I'm sorry. It's Viola Davis. Like she is just literally one of the best actresses alive right now. And she, like, the third act doesn't work without her, period. Like it just, it's still good, but like it's not like kerplow. And I'm just gonna post, Blair agrees with me, so there you go. But god damn, she is she really makes the last act work as much work as Sandra Bullock does in this movie, and especially in the third act. It works because of Viola Davis, and she makes it look effortless. And it's just like, wow, that works. She's so good. She's so good in that third act. But yes, bravo. I really like this movie. I really do hope people watch it. It's worth watching. I'm talking very briefly about it because the more I talk about it, I know I'm going to just spoil something and ruin it for people. I don't want to do that. There are problems with this movie. The first two acts drag like hell. Just absolute. This is an hour-long movie. Easy. You can make this movie an hour long, and it would just be a banging 60-minute movie. Um, they pack in an extra, 40 minutes or so, and it's just like we don't need that extra 40 minutes. Like this could have been a super zippy hour-long movie, like Dumbo or Nightmare Before Christmas or something. But it's all right. Uh Part of the dragging is we needed more Viola Davis, I think. But so it's not perfect, but the third act, it's the opposite of West Side Story, where West Side Story really is like the first act is like, holy shit, this is fucking amazing. Second act is, wow, they're keeping this up, and then the third act is, oh, ugh, I forgot this is where it has to go and it sucks. Whereas this one is like the first act is okay. I'm in Sandra Bullock. Oh, Viola Dip, great. Let's do this. Second act is like, wait, like, can we move this along? And then the third like is like, and so for that, 4 tacos. Unforgivable from Netflix gets 4 tacos from me. By the way, Blair disagrees on the dragging. That's okay. He's allowed to disagree with me. That's just one person's opinion. I think part of it they made it drag on purpose. Maybe that might be it. I don't know. Anywho, I got one more movie to do. The last movie on Amazon Prime right now, free if you have Amazon Prime membership, is Encounter, starring Riz Ahmed. And it was asked earlier, like my dog. And yes, Riz Ahmed has the name Riz, just like my dog. And unrelated. Like, that's not how we got the name Riz. Wow. Okay. So the concept for this movie, I'm just gonna lay it out. I don't think I'm spoiling anything. The concept for this movie is there's a dude, Riz Ahmed. He's semi estranged from his kids, hasn't seen them for 2 years. He's been on a secret mission. We find out pretty early that he was actually in prison. He needs to save his kids because there has been an alien invasion, and the movie opens with the alien invasion, and it's like there are parasites and there are bugs. If you are like, trigger warning, there are like 50 million close-ups of just disgusting bugs in this movie. So if you are triggered by bugs other than spiders, because I don't remember there being any like if it's just spiders and you're cool with like beetles and cockroaches and stuff, you'll be all right. But if beetles and cockroaches and stuff bother you, don't go anywhere near this movie. Wasps or bees, if they don't, this isn't your movie. Lots of close up of bugs. But the bugs carry the parasite that infect the people, and then once the people are infected, they are being controlled. They become basically the parasite becomes the pilot of the body, and the people are just stuck in there. And so he is taking his kid. He needs to take his kids to a safe spot, like one of the last safe spots in the country. It's a base. It's a military base where they're gonna go, and he's got it on his map, circled where the base is. And then you find out rather quickly early in the second act, maybe we're watching a different movie than what was set up. Maybe that's not really what's going on here. And it's interesting. It's really, I mean, this movie is sneaky good. This movie is absolutely sneaky. Like, wait, no, all right. Yeah, we set this up as a sci-fi, a really fun, like, us versus them sci-fi flick. And, if you were looking forward to that, I hope you stick around to the end. I Man, this is just another movie. This and The Unforgivable are two movies that you kind of have to watch. You kind of have to watch. Riz Ahmed last year was in The Sound of Metal, and he was nominated for an Oscar for Best Actor for Sound of Metal. He's fantastic. Like, Riz Ahmed is just becoming an absolute powerhouse. Blair asks, is it like Hudson Hawk but not funny? And it is not anything like Hudson Hawk at all. Like, it's not even like, it's just different. Just everything about it is the exact opposite of Hudson Hawk, but including the lack of a musical number sung by Bruce Willis. Riz Ahmed just I don't know, he's got it. Whatever it is, he's got it. Like, and he's gonna just be like every sympathetic brown guy in a movie from now on. And eventually what's going to have to happen is brown guy Oscar Isaac and brown guy Riz Ahmed are going to have to face off in a movie, and whoever wins that movie gets to pick their brown guy roles. The good thing for Riz Ahmed is that he's younger brown guy and Oscar Isaac is older brown guy. So maybe it's just like, this is it. Brown guy heist movie, Oscar Isaac as like the mentor for Riz Ahmed, and I'm in. I am so in. Those are two of the best actors living right now in a heist movie. Let's get this done, people. Somebody get a script going. The anti-score. The score with Robert De Niro and what's his name? Now I gotta look it up. I'm sorry. This is wonderful podcasting. Edward Norton. The opposite of that, where like Robert De Niro just hates Edward Norton. A remake of Thunderbolt and Lightfoot. There you go, Blair. Only like they actually like each other throughout. Like, because I know it's been a while since I've seen Thunderbolt and Lightfoot. I definitely get the feeling that Lightfoot kind of gloms onto his gloms onto Eastwood in that movie. Whereas this, like, I just want to see like Daniel Ocean and Linus in Ocean's 11. That's the kind of relationship I'm looking for with Riz Ahmed and Oscar Isaac in this heist movie. Make it happen. Anyway, that's not the movie we're talking about. We're talking about the Encounter. It's just Encounter. And let me go ahead and rate it. This movie is not great. I'm just going to flat out say it. It's not great. But it's really friggin' good. And in that second, it just becomes a totally different thing. And I'm going to go ahead with the 3 tacos plus guac. I think I'm leaning on that rating super heavy recently. I think that's what I gave Belfast. I think that's what I gave the Will Smith King Richard movie. But like, that's just like, these are really good movies that I want people to see. They're definitely better than 3 tacos. This one might be borderline 3 tacos. I know I gave West Side Story 3 tacos plus guac. I would say West Side. If you're like, should I go see West Side Story? Should I stay home and watch Encounter? I would say go see West Side Story. So wait, you know what? I'm going to change my rating. I'm going 3 tacos. It's not. It lost the guac. The guac fell on the floor. Sorry. That's where I am with it. So. Look, hey, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. I was just coming in to do some reviews for y'all. I'm going to remind everybody that we are on Facebook, Real to Real Talk. Check us out. Give us a like. Give us a follow on Facebook. You'll always be alerted as to when we're going to be coming on and doing a thing. We've got an Instagram account, Real to Real Talk. Give us a follow on that one. We've got a YouTube channel where some people are watching us right now. Real to Real Talk on YouTube. Give us a subscribe, so that way when we come on and I come in and do like these stupid reviews and stuff, you guys are like, oh, it's stupid review time. Let's do it. Also, that's it. The YouTube was the last thing. So Real to Real Talk, YouTube. Give us a follow. Let me read the last 2 columns here. Okay, so yes, Thunderbolt and Lightfoot has Jeff Bridges, and who doesn't love Jeff Bridges? That's true. But honestly, Riz Ahmed absolutely equal to Jeff Bridges, like they're probably close to the same age as Jeff Bridges was in Thunderbolt and Lightfoot. And Riz Ahmed is like in that category. I know it's blasphemous, but it's just flat out true. It's just true. Okay. What I don't want to see is a remake of Thunderbolt and Lightfoot starring Oscar Isaac and Riz Ahmed. We don't need that. Like it needs to be its own thing. So now I'm kind of mad at Blair for mentioning Thunderbolt and Lightfoot because some Hollywood guy's going to watch this and be like, wait, yeah, we could just totally remake that movie. No, nobody remembers that movie. I do. We don't need the remake. New thing. Anyway, hey, thank you guys so much for joining me. Sergio will be back next week. We've got Spider-Man coming out. So guess what we're going to be talking about? Hint, Spider-Man. So be sure to join us. Check it out. I'm super stoked for this one. And I again, thank you so much for coming out. Remember, you're awesome. You're amazing. And the world's a better place because you are in it. Bye.